What's up, everybody? How you doing, man? My name is Joe. This is my podcast, the Joe Wentz Project. Joe Wentz Project podcast. I believe this is episode number, 23. 23. And let's see here. What's up, man? How you doing? Let me see if I can turn you on there, brother. I don't know if I can hear you or not.
Hey, you hear me?
There we go. Now I hear you. How you doing, man?
How are you?
Doing fine. We're live on the air. I just went live.
Oh boy, you fixed my hair.
So what's going on, man? How you doing?
I'm pretty good. Who's on here? Just you and me?
Just you and me as of right now. Just you and me, my friend.
You got your video? Are you on video or no?
Yes, I'm on video. Yes.
Let's see. Hold on. I see you. You're frozen. Oh no, I see your avatar.
Okay. Yeah, it should be. You should be able to see me. Let me see here.
I'm new for this. I usually just watch these things. I've never been on one.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, man. Well, welcome. Thank you for joining. I appreciate it, man.
No worries. Appreciate
it very much, man. So, tell me about yourself, man. Tell me what type of music you like to play. What kind of guitars do you like? You know, of course, I know you're a Van Halen fan.
It's a giveaway. I just got this guy a few weeks ago.
Oh, that's sweet.
It's just standard. You know, I just started playing again after about 20 years.
Oh,
so,
okay.
Might as well be a beginner at this point.
Now, did you say that's the Wolfgang Standard?
Yeah. And the quilted blue, transparent blue.
That is beautiful.
Yeah.
Now, when did you get that, Adam?
I think mid-August, maybe.
Oh, okay.
Sam Ash had a deal, so 36 no interest kind of deal, and I got like $100, actually $120 off, so couldn't turn it down.
That's great, man.
Back when I was in high school, I'll open it up here. Can I flip the camera? Hold on, let's see if I can do this. I don't know if I can. Oh, maybe not. You still see me or no?
Yes, yeah, it's frozen. It might take just a second. Sometimes there's a lag on this stuff.
Well,
sometimes
my phone, so it's a little laggy. Hang on.
That's okay.
Take
your time.
My dad bought this for me when I was in high school. It's a Japanese Fender Strat custom. Can you see it?
Oh, look at that. Oh, wow.
What do you see? Hang on. You're lagging. Oh, there we go. It's got a custom lock nut here.
Oh, yeah.
So instead of the Allen keys, you got the I don't know what you call that, the clamp, I guess.
Right.
It's this is back when I think Fender was having some problems back in the late 80s. It's 85, 87. So I had this for quite a while. So still plays all right. Said I'm not one to really judge. Let me just flip the camera back around. So all I see is your avatar.
Yeah, it'll probably come back in a few minutes, man. It's just I don't have my avatar on. Like I said, sometimes the internet can be kind of slow. It can lag pretty good on this Hangout deal sometimes. Plus, I got my wife's out there watching Netflix, and then my stepdaughter's in her room probably streaming something as well.
Yeah, I just put my kids to we're about to ready to head to bed in a few minutes, but I wanted to take the opportunity to get back to you because I've never been on one of these things. I usually just watch Johnny Bean and Dave and Nesdall and Eric Broadbent and all them.
Oh,
I think they were still going. Adam Weaver and oh my God, my brain just stopped working. And
you talking about Eric Broadbent?
Oh, David Friedman. Friedman.
Yeah. I think they're probably going to be on there probably I think usually his hangouts usually last about 2 hours.
Oh yeah. Well,
I'm not-
I saw Broadbent's when he did the mini 5150 stack demo, and then how did I come across him again? I forgot how it was. I sent him a couple of questions, and the next thing you know, I got hooked in his channel. Then I found Johnny Bean, started watching his stuff. It becomes an addiction, you know.
Oh, it does. It does. I love those two channels, man. Johnny Bean and Eric Broadbent. I love those channels. That's right up my alley. You know, for a being a Van Halen fan and playing guitar and stuff like that. It's a blessing, I think, because those guys, their knowledge is just unbelievable what they know. And like I've said before, when it comes to the technical aspect of guitars or whatever, I couldn't tell you. I just know that I like to play it, and I know what feels good to me. And I couldn't tell you what the radius is on something. I couldn't tell you none of that stuff. But I just know that I love to play, and I really enjoy it. So, what type of music do you like, man? What else? I mean, what do you like to play, or what do you like to listen to? Or
Well, Van Halen most of the time. Let's see, most of the '80s rock stuff. White Snake, Motley Crue.
Oh, cool. Okay.
AC/DC. What else? No, I listen to everything now. Whatever's on the radio or on the local rock stations. But I was just talking to one of my coworkers today. You had mentioned about today's music. Well, I won't say it's not music, but as much as it's not as I guess I'm a purist kind of a thing with the instruments and but everything's mixed.
Right.
I mean, it's got its place. I don't want to belittle those who are creative, but
right.
I guess when you're an old soul and you want to listen to rock and roll music, you're kind of restricted to the old stuff, or like what you and I listen to. But unfortunately, don't put out as many albums as they used to. Like Van Halen, I mean, back in the day, even in the '90s, they averaged about one every 3 years.
Right.
At least with the Sammy era, I think around about every 3 years. Between 5150, 00812. And then there's definitely a 3-year gap, I think, between 00812 and For Unlawful Carnal Knowledge. And that was my first Van Halen concert. Was during that tour.
Which one was your first Van Halen concert?
Yeah, For Unlawful Carnal Knowledge.
Oh, okay. I bet that was an amazing show.
The FUCK album.
Yeah. The Bad Word album.
And I don't know if can you see me? All right.
Yeah.
I have short hair. Back in the day, I had long hair, probably about down to my shoulders, and
oh yeah,
it was, back in the day.
My first Van Halen concert was the 00812. That was the first one I went to see. I was in high school. I was I think I was a junior in high school.
Okay.
And I went to see that show, and it was an amazing show, man. That was when Van Halen was still in very good form with Sammy, and it was an excellent show. I can remember getting there early. Adam, right. I got there. I remember the band Private Life opened up for him, and which I didn't know who they were at the time, and I got there a little early before the doors opened. And I went to the back entrance of the Coliseum, and I saw the tour buses back there and everything. And I was like, man, Eddie's in that building, man. He's back there warming up, And I was like, I can't believe it. He's in my hometown. This is, of course, when I lived in Charlotte, years ago. And so I came in the back entrance, and I drove by real slow, and I had the 00812 tape blasting in the cassette deck, cruising. And I come around the front, and I paid for my parking. You had to pay to park, of course. And so I went inside, and here's a funny story. I don't know if I've told this before. If I have, I apologize. I don't. And I went inside, and you know how you go into the event center, and you have these ushers that show you where your seat is at. And so they took me to my seat. And the seats were okay. I wasn't in the nosebleed section, but I was kind of in the back, on that row, that lower end, I guess. And I'm sitting there, and there's really nobody, not many people in the Coliseum. There's a few, coming in here and there. And I was sitting there and I said, man, I want to go get me a T-shirt and a program. And
Right.
What's up, Michael Smith? How you doing, man? Thanks for joining. Shout out to Michael Smith. He's watching. And so I went up to go get me a program and a T-shirt. And so I went and and so I got the OU812 tour program and I got this T-shirt. And a lot of times at these events, so the way it was back in the day, I guess it's still like that today. I'm not sure, but I know back then you could find these T-shirts that were kind of obsolete. You couldn't really find them just anywhere, except for at a concert, And I saw this one shirt and it said, Van Halen on the front, OU812 and all this stuff. But on the back, it had, I'm going to say this the best way I can without the YouTube police getting on me. It was on the back, it said, abso-effing-lutely outrageous is what it said on the back. And
this was an official Van Halen shirt?
Yes, it was. Yeah. Yeah, I got it from one of the vendors up front that was selling inside the venue. You know how they have all the vendors selling the T-shirts,
Yeah.
And he was in the original booth. Vendors have certain areas where a couple of them in the front entrance where they sold shirts, and that's what it said. And I said, man, that is cool, So I bought the shirt and went back to my seat and saw Private Life come on, and I wasn't too crazy about them. I guess because I didn't know who they were, and so they played for a while, and then Van Halen came out, and I just went nuts, man. I just lost my mind and was watching the show, and I put my shirt on, and watched the show, and Eddie done his solo spot and everything. It was really cool. And then so I go home, and about 2 days later, I was looking for my shirt, and I couldn't find my shirt anywhere. I was like, man, where's that shirt? I paid like $25 for that shirt. Where's my shirt? And I'm looking, and finally I went to my mother. I said, hey, Mom. She's like, yeah. I said, have you seen my Van Halen shirt I got at a concert over the weekend? She's like, yeah, I saw it. I said, well, where is it? She says, it was in the trash can. I said, in the trash can? She said, yeah, your father threw it away. He said you couldn't wear that around the house. I said, oh, man. And the funny thing is, man, my parents were here last weekend. They came to visit, and I don't get to see them much anymore. They live kind of a good distance away. And I told my parents that story, and they don't remember that story. They don't remember that. But I remember it because I remember buying that shirt, and I remember looking for it, and my mom telling me that my dad threw it away. And I was like, man, and so, well, it's just the way it goes sometimes, different day, different time, the way it was back then.
So I think I can't remember. Actually, you know what? My first concert, not my first concert, but my first concert like that, I guess I saw David Lee Roth when he was with Steve Vai and
oh yeah, what was that? The Yankee Rose album or the Skyscraper?
Right. I think it may have been Skyscraper. I can't remember. That was, I think, I don't know if I was a sophomore or junior in high school, but we bought legit tickets. No, I must have been a junior because I was taking a driving course, so I didn't have my license yet. And then because I remember driving my driving instructor, I got permission from my parents. I was able to drive to the concert, pick my friend up, and went to the concert. And then we jumped the fence over by the parking lot. Well, not jumped the fence. We walked around, jumped over it, and then a couple of scalpers came up to us, and they went, like, we got tickets, like what you got. It was close enough to the time where they were trying to just, I guess, get rid of tickets. So we had we gave them our tickets that we had plus $20. And we got 4 seats. So and Roth had it must have been during a solo. They're doing some crazy drum stuff with the what do you call those drums, the metal ones. Oh my gosh, what do you call those things? They play them in Jamaica, the steel drums.
Oh, steel drums. Okay.
Doing that, and but it wasn't just Greg Bissonette. It was I think the whole bunch of guys. And then while that was going on, all of a sudden, Roth is coming down across the Coliseum on a surfboard into a big boxing ring, which was the middle of the Coliseum. And I was almost close enough that I can almost touch him.
Oh, wow.
And then that was, I guess, quote unquote Van Halen type concert. That was from 1988.
Right.
And then 90. When was Carnal Knowledge? Was 90, 91, I think it was.
Right.
Then that was my first official Van Halen concert, and then I saw one for each album after that one. And then after Sammy was gone, put whatever word you want to use, whether you believe he got fired or quit, or when he wasn't long on the band, then Gary Sharon came out. That was a good show. I didn't care too much for that CD or that album, so to speak. But the concert was good. The concert was really good.
You talking about the Van Halen 3 with Gary Sharon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like Gary Sharon. He's an awesome singer. He's got a great range. He's great with Extreme. He's good. And it's good with Van Halen, but I just didn't. My opinion, it wasn't a good mesh. It wasn't a good mix.
Yeah, I didn't think so either. I didn't think it was either. I love Gary Sharon in Extreme. I love Extreme. Gary Sharon is a phenomenal singer. Nuno Bettencourt, amazing. But right for Van Halen, no.
He did a great. Did you see him in concert with them?
No, I did not. No.
He did both. He was capable of doing both Roth and Hagar songs.
That's what I heard. Yeah, I heard that he could do that. He could handle, which wasn't a problem. He could handle it, but it's just, I don't know, Adam. I remember getting that album and I just wasn't feeling it, man. Wasn't feeling it. The only song I liked on there was Without You, and that was the only part of that song I liked was the chorus, and all the other stuff I just was kind of lost, I was just.
That was the top 40 that they played it with. That was the one that aired. It was all right, like I said, it just wasn't the right flavor for me.
Right.
But I think. Oh, Jim Mullen just joined the call.
Uh-oh. Mully.
What the hell is this?
What's going on, Mully?
What the hell's going on here? What is this?
We just sitting here chatting, man, about some
fellas.
About some Van Halen and some music, man. Welcome to the broadcast. I appreciate you joining, man. We got Adam Scheinberg right here, and of course, me, and then now we have Mr. Mully, so all the way from Japan.
How you doing, fellas?
Doing good,
hey, man. How are you?
Doing
Top
good.
of the morning to you.
Yeah.
What time is it in Japan?
It's 10 afternoon.
Yeah.
So it's a nice middle range between East Coast and Japan, I guess.
Where are you at, Adam?
I'm in New York.
Okay.
I'm in Long Island.
Okay.
I think Nesdall lives in Glen Cove, according to his Facebook.
Okay.
So I think it's about 20 minutes from here, from where I live. So I'll give you a rough idea. I don't know if you've ever been out here.
No, I've never been to New York. I'm from Cincinnati though, so I'm from the same time zone.
Okay. So you're a teacher in Japan, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Sex education.
Wow. So you just starting then?
Mully's crazy, man. He's crazy.
Because I was listening to the Hangout the other day when you're teaching English, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's amazing. So you speak Japanese then?
Yeah. Yeah, I've been over here since 91.
Wow.
That's crazy.
So I'm guessing you like it over there.
Yeah, I love it. What you got there? Is that a Wolfgang?
Oh, didn't realize I was showing. Yeah.
Nice.
It's a standard.
Nice. Is that a PV or a EVH?
No, it's a EVH standard. I was telling Joe a little while ago, I just started playing again after about 20 years or so, and I'm pretty much in a type of playing now. So
yeah, that's all that matters. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
As long as you're enjoying it, right, Joe?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I'm
That's
trying.
correct. Yes, sir. That is correct. Mully, let me
I'm
ask
trying-
you. I'd like to ask you a couple of questions, if that's okay, man.
Sure.
I was asking Adam about the kind of music he liked and what got him into playing guitar, and So I'd like to ask you the same questions, if that's okay. What got you into playing guitar? What sparked your interest?
Funny thing is, it all started. Oh God, Joe, do you really want me to tell a story? You know how my stories are long-winded.
That's okay. That's okay. We got plenty of time.
You guys be here till Christmas. It all started. Well, I grew up around music. My grandma played guitar, my mom played piano, stuff like that. And I was probably 12 or 13 years old when what was it? Quiet Riot, the Mental Health album came out.
Oh yeah.
And it was about 1980 or something, 81, 82, right?
Yes, sir.
So I was probably about 13. And when I heard the song Mental Health, Rudy Sarzo, well, Rudy wasn't on the album, but Rudy Sarzo was the bass player at the time, and I didn't know it, that he wasn't the one on the album. And I only say that because when I said, "Oh, Rudy Sarzo did this break," you know how many people jumped in? Oh, that wasn't him on the album. Yeah, it doesn't really matter. I didn't know that when I was 13. So it's got the Mental Health has that little bass break in it, right? And when I heard that bass break, I was like, "Oh my God, that's so awesome! I want to play bass." So I told my dad, I kept hounding my dad. I want to play bass. I want to play bass. And so for that Christmas, he bought me a bass guitar and a little amp, and he bought my little brother a guitar and a little amp. And he took us down to the guitar shop and got us guitar lessons. And I think I took probably, I don't know, 2 or 3 lessons. I remember I was learning to play some Iron Maiden song. I don't remember which one it was, but I was a huge fan of Steve Harris. So okay. I wanted to be Rudy Sarzo, Steve Harris.
Okay.
So I started out wanting to play bass, and I started playing bass. Well, when I got into high school, this girl that was in my art class, she told me that I looked like David Lee Roth. I mean, obviously I don't look anything like him now. He's a little thinner than me. But I had the long blonde hair and everything, and she told me I looked like David Lee Roth. Well, game on, right? I've been a Van Halen fan ever since, and I wasn't really into Van Halen at that time. I was more AC/DC, Iron Maiden. I liked a little heavier stuff, and this girl told me I looked like David Lee Roth, and that was all I needed. So I started listening to Van Halen, and I saw Eddie playing guitar, and I was like, oh my God, I don't want to play bass. That's what I want to do.
So how do you feel about Axl Rose singing in AC/DC?
Wow. It's funny you asked me that because I just talked to somebody this morning about that. I thought that Axl filling in, taking over the tour since Brian was out, I thought getting Axl in there to fill in was genius. I thought that was like one of the most incredible. And God, what a time to be alive, to be, actually we're here to witness this. Axl Rose singing for AC/DC. No,
I haven't.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Have you heard him perform with them? Because I haven't heard him at all with them.
Yeah. There's a lot of videos on YouTube. He's good. He's really, really good.
It's a good fit as far as
it's fantastic fit. But anything past this, like future albums, no interest whatsoever in that.
No, I think because I overheard this. Where did I hear this? On the radio. Must have been, I don't know, the radio wherever when I heard that he was not gonna. Oh my God, what's his name? The lead singer, the from AC/DC.
Brian Johnson.
Brian Johnson.
Thank my senior moments. Sorry, guys. So, is he still doing the studio albums with them though, and just not touring?
Well, the last news that I heard was that he got some kind of hearing aids done. That it says that he can he can go back. But when the tour started back, when the tour started up in the U.S., it was still Axl. So I was like, "What's going on here? Have they dumped Brian?"
Yeah, when I was listening to Eddie Trunk, I was listening to Eddie Trunk's podcast 2 nights ago. I was in the tractor trailer going to my destination, and it was late at night, and I was listening.
Yeah, I'm interested in this. Yeah, go ahead.
If I'm not mistaken, the comedian Jim Brewer was on there talking to Eddie Trunk.
Right.
And somehow or another, Jim Brewer is coming out with an album. I don't know how that happened, but he is coming out with an album, and he's got some special guests on this album. And Brian Johnson is one of those special guest vocalists is on that on there. And I thought I heard him say, and don't quote me on this, but I thought I heard him say that Brian Johnson is doing his own thing right now and getting ready to do his own thing. I can't be 100% sure on that. But they were expressing their disappointment. Eddie Trunk and Jim Brewer both were expressing their disappointment in how they let Brian Johnson go. I mean, he's been with AC/DC for 27 years or something?
Since 1980, yeah.
I mean, it's yes.
So wait. So hang on. Sorry, Joe. Who was saying that? Jim Brewer was saying this, or Eddie Trunk was saying this?
I want to say I think Jim Brewer was saying it. I believe I can't be 100% positive on that.
We got to deal. We got to ask Hillary Clinton's fact checkers and find out. Get back to us on that one.
Okay.
Yeah, Jim Brewer kind of got the whole thing in a little bit of hot water back when this all started. He said that Brian was kicked to the curb and stuff like this, and so it turned out well. Then Brian did an interview not too long after that, saying, "Oh, it was the ear thing," and so I don't know, man. I don't know how far to take Jim Brewer.
Yeah, he said on there. Jim Brewer said that Brian Johnson got in touch with him and said, and Jim Brewer apologized, because he really respects Brian Johnson. He really does.
Oh yeah.
Huge AC/DC fan, and he told him, he said, "Look, I'm sorry. Next time I'll choose my words wisely. I apologize if it came across in another manner. I didn't mean it that way." And I ended up talking on the phone and all that, but they said that he was the most nicest guy you'd ever meet. He's real humble but I don't know what happened in that camp. I mean, I don't know. I really didn't follow it that close, but I thought it was kind of shocking. I was kind of like, like Eddie Trunk made this point, so I'm not. Eddie Trunk made this, so I'm not trying to take nothing away from Eddie. I'm just repeating what he said.
Sure.
But he did make a valid point. Excuse me. He said that Def Leppard's drummer lost an arm, and they waited and waited and waited until he'd get rehabilitated and be able to play again before they carried on. And then he said, you look at the guys in AC/DC, they just like, "Oh, well, you having trouble with your hearing? Okay, bye, you're gone." And they got somebody else. Now, I don't know if it was totally about the hearing issue or maybe it was some underlying issues. I don't know. I have no idea.
Yeah, right. That's the whole thing for me too. Like, I've been following AC/DC. Like, they were my first rock band.
Oh yeah,
they're the ones that broke my cherry. I mean,
right.
That's Back in Black. That's what got me into rock music. And I've never noticed any kind of animosity between Brian Johnson and Angus Young. They always seem like they got along so well.
Yeah.
Yeah. But and you never hear any news about them.
No.
It would be one thing like even with Van Halen, even though you never really saw it, you kind of heard about it. Like Eddie and Dave or Eddie and Alex or whatever, right? Or Dave and Alex and Eddie and Alex, they hate each other. So you always kind of heard the rumors, right? But with AC/DC, you never heard anything. It was kind of a surprise. Back to, sorry, Adam, what you said before about Axl singing for them.
Yeah.
I was talking to my friend this morning. Oh my God, he said something this morning that just, I mean, it made my entire day. I mean, I was actually floored when he said it. And, you know, you guys may not take it the same way I did, but oh my God, instead of Axl Rose, they should have gotten Tom Kiefer from Cinderella.
Oh wow! Man.
Oh, Jesus! Right?
That would have been good too.
That would have been perfectamundo, right?
That would have been sweet, man. That would have been sweet because he's got that same kind of voice, you know.
Yeah. Now, Axl, you know, like I said, I've seen performances with Axl. He's doing a fantastic job, and I think it's like I said before, it's awesome to be alive at this time to actually witness that this is happening. But I don't want to see an AC/DC led by Axl Rose. And I just read something the other day that said he's sticking on for like a part-time deal with them after this.
Wow.
Yeah. Like, yeah. But now what's going to happen with AC/DC, because the drummer or the drummer's gone, right? The original guy.
Didn't he get in some kind of legal trouble or something?
Yeah, right. Yeah, it was like drugs and some other like hiring somebody for murder.
Yeah, yeah, it was crazy.
And so he got in trouble, and then Malcolm's gone,
right?
And their bass player announced the other day that he's retiring after the tour's finished.
Mm-hmm. So
Angus is the only one left.
Wow.
So it's not even AC/DC anymore.
Isn't that his brother, the bass player?
No, the rhythm guitar player was his brother. I think he started having signs of dementia, so they replaced him with his cousin.
Yeah.
I believe that's
they replaced him with his nephew, and the nephew looks just like him. Like,
oh, okay, his nephew. Okay.
Oh, he looks dead on. Like, you know, the nephew actually toured with him, did a stint with him in the '80s. And if you can find any of those shows, you can't even tell that it's not Malcolm. I mean, he looks just like him. The hair, the body, everything.
Wow. Let me give a shout out, guys, if you don't mind. We got some people tuning in here, and I need to give a shout out to Michael Smith. He's watching. Center, he's watching, and Billy Shelton. Center, Michael's giving thumbs up. Center says, "Hey, Mr. Smith," and Michael Smith says, "Steve Harris is a beast."
Yes.
Billy Shelton is checking in, and Michael Smith says, "I actually think the singer from Crocus would have been a great choice for AC/DC as well." What do y'all think about that?
Interesting choice.
Yeah.
You know the Tom Kiefer thing hit me so hard. I don't think I can get anything past that.
Yeah, that, and he's
wow, that just like, oh wow, that would have been.
Yeah.
That would have been some, you know.
Yeah.
Some extra chocolate chip cookies there, wouldn't it?
I believe they're doing some kind of big festival right now, like with all these guys. You know how they do it every summer, and they have like a lot of them are just the front men, like Tom Kiefer from Cinderella, or Vince Neil from Motley Crue, and it's just the singer, you know. And they have these hired guns, so to speak, you know. But excuse me, but I understand that. I mean, that way, you know, they can, I guess, keep more of the money, and they can not have to spread it around as far. They get guaranteed a certain amount, I believe, and so. Hey man, they're making money at what they love to do. I wish I could make money, you know, doing something like this instead of driving a damn truck. I mean, a truck. Excuse me, you too, police. But I just but you know, it's, you know, that's just not the way it's not the way it is. But,
YouTube police aren't that strict.
Oh, okay.
You know, the whole thing with all that stuff that's going on right now, there's really nothing's been changed. Like, we all sign the same agreement whenever we join. The difference that's happening now is they're now telling people when they take the monetization off their videos. Right. I mean, they've been doing it for years. They just haven't been telling us, but now they're telling you. So, like, yeah, it's not that big of a change. It's really no big deal.
Yeah, mother truckers.
Do what, Adam?
To look at mother truckers.
Yo. Yo, mother trucker.
Yeah.
That's Sebastian Bach used to do it all the time in Howard Stern.
Yeah.
Look out, mother truckers. I gotta head out. But Joe, thank you so much for inviting me. Do appreciate it.
Oh yes, sir. Thank you for stopping by, man. I wasn't expecting
meeting you,
nobody. Do what?
And you, man. Guys, you have a good night.
And I love the
Okay,
shirt.
buddy. Take care. Have a good one.
Well, thank you.
Awesome.
Sir.
Good night, guys.
Okay, buddy. Bye-bye.
Well, Joe, it's just you and me now.
It's just you and me.
Are you wearing a Back to the Future shirt?
Actually, this is an old shirt that I had made years ago from another company. And the DeLorean, that's why I picked the DeLorean, because I'm a Back to the Future fan.
Okay.
And it says, if I can quit lagging, my computer is just, it's a song title right here. It says, "Just Want to Run With You." And then it says the Joe Wentz Project right there.
Okay, gotcha. Okay.
And yeah, so I picked this is shirt's probably about, I don't know, man, probably about 5 years old. And I don't know if you can see, but now you can't see it. Right there is an actual DeLorean from Back to the Future. And
okay.
My son got me that for Christmas last year.
Is that in the box?
Yeah, it's in the box. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it's not real clear. I can't really see it. I've got the General Lee upstairs in my room.
I remember you showing that one time. That was awesome. That was awesome, man.
Yeah. So Joe, you haven't seen this one yet, I don't think. At least not face to face. There you go.
Oh yeah. That is beautiful, man. That is beautiful.
That's the one. This is the.
Now, that's not your newest one though, is it?
No, this is the one the wife surprised me with at Christmas.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I remember that story. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's sweet, man. That is sweet.
She's right there. Say hi, Mrs. Mully.
No. Oh, hello.
Hello, Mrs. Mully. Nice to meet you. That's awesome, man. That is a beautiful guitar, and that was very kind of her to surprise you like that.
Right.
That was a total out of left field surprise, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was good. So yeah, she did so good. I married her.
Yeah. That's awesome, man.
Let her know how lucky she is.
Mully keeps pushing the envelope.
Yeah. So what's been going on with today's? You've been on for a while. What's the topic today?
Nothing really. I was sending out some invites, and I sit here for a little while, and I said, man, I don't know if anybody's going to be able to jump on or not. So I waited for about, I don't know, 10 minutes or so, and I know people are probably still watching Eric. Well, he's probably wrapped up now. Eric Broadbent had a hangout going on with Steve Stevens and
was that tonight?
And all that stuff. I know that was going on tonight, and so I just decided to just to try to jump on here for a little bit, and so I sent a few invites out, and so I didn't have really no itinerary or nothing. I was just going to just chit chat about whatever, and all of a sudden people started popping on, and I was like, whoa, I didn't even know, so I wasn't expecting that, so.
Yeah, I knew that Steve Stevens was coming up, but I didn't know when it was. On the Eric's show. Yes, I knew that he was coming, but I didn't know when it was. I mean, I'm not a super huge fan of Steve Stevens, so I mean, I know who he is, but I didn't really follow it all that close. I was impressed, that he got him, but get Eddie.
Get Eddie. I've always liked Steve Stevens. I thought he put a good flair in Billy Idol stuff. I mean,
no. He's a fan. No, total credit where credit's due. He's a fantastic guitarist. He's just never really been like somebody that I focused on.
Oh, me neither. No, I mean, it's not like I would, if he had any solo albums out, I didn't know about it, but I didn't.
But, he's fantastic. Nothing to knock him at all, of course. No. Great guitarist. Matter of fact, sorry, I'm gonna hit the casual position here. This is Mully by side. My band played Rebel Yell. Was it Rebel Yell? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
we played Rebel Yell, and that's right. And remember, I forgot the lyrics. While we were, so I'm the lead singer in the band.
oh, okay.
I sing and play rhythm guitar,
Oh,
and
okay.
we're on stage, and stupid me, I wore sunglasses on stage thinking I'd be cool. First time I ever wore sunglasses on stage, and I get up there and I couldn't see anything. The lights were blinding me. The sunglasses killed me. And I keep all my lyrics on an iPad attached to the mic stand.
Right.
And I couldn't see them. I
Uh-oh.
couldn't see my lyrics. I couldn't see anything. And so we're in the middle of the song, and I'm like, oh my God, I can't see anything. And I couldn't stop playing to do anything, right? So last night a little dancer came dancing to my door.
Yeah. What's up, Sean Mahoney? How you doing?
There we go. There's center.
Yeah.
Center swing.
Yeah, we got center Sean Mahoney, Michael Smith, Billy Shelton, and I think I've hit everybody. I'm not quite 100% sure. So we're how long have you been in your band, Mully? How long have you been going with your band?
Oh God, how long have I? 2008, 2009, somewhere around there, I guess.
Wow. That's cool.
Well, let's see. Matsuoka Ai is what, 26 now, so she would have been. Oh, so yeah, it hasn't been down. Probably about 4 years, I guess. I don't know if you've ever seen a picture of the band, but everybody's Japanese except me.
Okay.
The lead guitar player and the bass player, I've known these guys. Actually, the bass player, I met him like the second day I was in Japan.
Oh, wow.
I met him at the pool hall. And the lead guitar player, I've known him probably since my first or second year here. So we go back, we're all the same age. The bass player's a year older than me. The guitar player's a couple months younger than me.
Right.
So I've known these guys for, 2.5 decades. The drummer, on the other hand, is, when we got her, see, they're starting right there, right? Her. She was 20, I want to say she was 23 or 24 when she joined us.
Oh, okay.
And now she's about 20, I want to say she's 27.
Oh, okay.
And well, I'm 40. I'm about 20 years older than her. I'm 28. So she's right. Sorry, I'm 48. So did I say 28?
Yeah, I was sitting there wondering if he's gonna catch that. I was like, he just said 28.
Yeah, I'm 28 years old.
You look fantastic.
Hi, I'm 28 years old, but I look 48. My secret is
Marlboro.
So I'm 48. So I think she's 20 or 21 years younger than me. So she's, she's 20 years younger than us.
Okay.
But man, she's got some power.
Wow. Cool.
So it actually, she's a teacher at my school.
Oh, okay.
And she's an English teacher. She's a Japanese girl, obviously, but she teaches English. And the students were telling me, "Oh, Jim, she plays drums. She plays drums." And I'm thinking, okay, yeah, whatever, because she's just a young girl. I didn't think much about it.
Right.
And then one day she came in. She had a snare with her in a bag, and I was like, "Oh," I said, "Oh, you got your own drum there, huh?" She said, "Yeah." And I said, "Can I take a look at it?" She said, "Sure." So she opened up the case and she pulled it out, and it was who's the drummer for Slipknot?
I could not tell you, buddy.
Yeah, but you know the band, you know the name, right?
Yeah.
But it was like his signature drum, like his signature snare drum.
Okay.
And I was like, "Oh, wait a minute, hold it. She's actually like put some money into this, so maybe there's more to this than I thought, right?" So I said to her, "Oh yeah, I heard you play drums." I said, "Would you be interested in maybe heading over to the studio with me and belting out a few tunes, just for, just screw around practicing? She said, sure. So I got the bass player, and we went to the studio. And when I walked in, she was warming up, and I was like, and she, she had her little earphones in, and here's this, this tiny little girl, right? And I walk in, and I'm like, holy crap, like this tiny, and I was like, I don't need to hear it. Do you want to join the band? I was totally impressed. So she's been with us ever since.
That is awesome, man. That is cool.
Yeah.
That is so cool. Now, how often do y'all practice? I mean, does it change when because I know the school season has started back now. So do y'all still get together when you can, or is it just certain times of the year, or how does that work?
Well, we the school season really doesn't have anything to do with it.
Oh, okay.
But we haven't been together for over a year.
Oh, wow.
Well, we've had a bunch of stuff was going on, and then I got put in the hospital, and we had all that stuff that's been going on. So, but we've already got a reservation to be in the studio October 9th.
Oh, great.
I sent them out a list of songs that I want to do, and let's get this ball rolling again. So quit screwing around. It's been more than a year since we've played out, so let's knock the dust off and get this done, right? You guys
get the ball rolling.
Yeah, I want to play. I'm ready. I'm ready to get back on stage, and I'm hoping that the no smoking for the past 7 months is may help my singing a little bit.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely, it will.
La, 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 la.
I have a story I'd like to share with you. Speaking of female drummers, I was in a band. I'm 46 now, so I think I was about 20 or 21 when this happened.
46 now.
And I went and to this music store, and I was living in Charlotte, North Carolina. Back in the day, I guess they still do it nowadays, but they have the big board, and everybody have them little pieces of paper, guitars wanted, or bass player wanted, all the want ads, people would make. And I went and I saw an ad there, and it said band looking for a guitar player. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. I'll try that out, so I called the people, and they were a couple years younger than me. They were like seniors in high school, and I was already out of high school. I was like 20, 21 years old. So I kind of felt kind of weird, to tell you the truth. But I said, what the heck? Nothing for nothing. I could at least check it out. And if they're good, then we'll try it. If not, I haven't lost anything, So I go to this neighborhood, and the drummer, it was this girl. I can't remember what her name was. And the first thing I thought, I said, oh, a girl drummer, that's cool. I really thought it was cool, and at the time it was her and I think the singer. And I went over there. She was, of course, she was still living with her mother, and they had this room. She had the band room was upstairs, and there was nothing in there but, of course, carpet and the drum set, and they had equipment in there. And then on the wall, it was just mirrors. I mean, just from ceiling to floor was just mirrors, and they had like a wooden bar. I don't know if that girl took dance or something when she was little or what. I don't.
Yeah, right.
I don't either that or something else. I don't know.
Yeah, my mom was a dance teacher, so I can totally picture that.
Okay, and so when I walked in, I saw that. I said, "Man, I ain't never seen speaking of Jimi Hendrix, a room full of mirrors. I never seen nothing like that. And I was like, okay. And I introduced myself, because we had talked a couple times on the phone. So I go over there, and you know how it is when you talk to somebody on the phone, but it's kind of different when you meet them face to face, Sure. And so we sitting there talking. I had my guitar and my amp, and they said play something. So I was just playing a little bit. And I'm gonna be totally honest with you, Mully. I could play, but at that point in time in my life, I didn't really know any songs. I knew like parts of songs, like a little bit of this song or a little bit of that, or maybe the intro for Crazy Train, but nothing all the way through.
Sure.
I was just so used to trying to doing my own thing, and I'm sitting there just tinkering around, you know, and playing little bits and pieces of this and that. And I guess I was there for about maybe an hour or something. And they was like, okay, man, you're in, you got it. And I was like, okay, cool. So I go back the next weekend and we have practice. And they were going over the songs that we were going to do, and which was popular on the radio at the time. And so I remember one of the songs was, oh man, I just covered this song. The Black Crowes, Hard to Handle. Hard to Handle was one of them, and I remember that. And the guitar player, he was a little short guy, man, and that little sucker, man, he could play. God almighty, he could play. And I was like, man, they don't really need me in this band. That guy could, you know, he can carry everything, you know, and he was young too. And that's what, excuse me. Pardon me, Mully, I'm sorry. And
that's okay.
And so we're starting to practice and everything, and we're playing, and the guy, you know how when you're playing with somebody and they're trying to teach you how to play something, he's like holding his guitar and he's pointing at his, he's like looking at me and he's pointing and goes, okay, you're going to do a power chord here and then come up here and come back down. And I'm like, you know, because when you're looking at somebody, everything is kind of backwards, you know.
Sure.
And you're kind of like, yeah, okay, yeah. So we start jamming and doing stuff. And it's you know, we did that for about a month.
It's almost better to stand behind them and look over their shoulder.
Yeah, we probably practiced for like a month or two. And it was starting to come together, but to be totally honest, you know, I'm not going to blow no smoke up nobody's rear on these broadcasts. I was struggling. I really was. I was struggling because I was like, these songs, even though I've heard these songs plenty of times, they were new to me because I never played them before, if that makes sense. And I was like, man, and you know, they had like, I don't know, like 30 songs or something, you know, and I'm like, I've never messed with none of these songs. And so we're playing and everything, and I guess about a month goes by, and it was okay. I felt like I was getting better. I was feeling more comfortable, and all of a sudden I get a phone call, and by the way, they had a gig lined up. They had this gig, some big. It wasn't like no real big deal. It was like at some college or community college or something. But to me, it was a big deal because I never played anywhere before.
Sure.
And I was like, oh, that's going to be cool, you know? And so the gig was on like a Saturday. So here it was Friday, I get a phone call. And I got home. I was still, no, I didn't. I wasn't at home. What am I talking about? Had already moved out. I got to where I was living at the time with an old ex-girlfriend, and she said, and I said, oh, okay. And I knew that it was the guy from that band. He was like I think he was the bass player. That's what it was. So I called him back. I said, hey, man, what's going on, man? I was just returning your phone call. He said, man, we took a vote, and I hate to say this, but you know, you're out of the band. And
night before,
and I was like, yeah, the night before the gig, and I was like, do what now? He said, yeah, man, we took, and I said, I tried to be cool. I was like, all right, man, no big deal, you know, and but to tell you the truth, man, I was crushed. I was like,
sure.
Oh, I was like, man, that's just kind of messed up. So I you know,
damn,
I told the girl I was
20 years ago, and I feel sorry for you now.
yeah, it was crazy. And so I told the girl I was living with at the time, I said, look, I'll be back in a minute. I'm going to get my stuff. And I was telling her what all happened. And I was telling her what happened. I said, I'll be back in about 45 minutes. And so I left. And I go to that neighborhood, and I'm driving up, and I'm telling myself, this will be the last time I pull in this driveway. You know, I don't know why that stuff like that was going through my head, but it was. And I go up there, and right before I knock on the door, the drummers, that girl, you know, her mother came to the door. She opened the door right before I knocked on it. She opened. So I guess they were looking out the window for, here he is, you know. And she opened the door, and her mom was a real sweet lady. She was real nice. And I said, hey, Mrs. whatever her name was, Mrs. So-and-so. And she goes, hey, Joe. And she looked sad. The girl's mother looked sad. She goes, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. And I said, oh, it's okay. It's no big deal, you know. And I said, I need to get my stuff.
Let me ask you, Joe. Did you kill all of them and bury them in the backyard?
No, man. I've never been a spiteful person, man. I asked that girl's mother. I said, excuse me. I said, I need to get my stuff, ma'am. She goes, yeah, feel free to go up there. And remember, I told you the jam room was upstairs,
right?
You know? And you know how when people are having practice, you can hear the music in the kind of in the whatever.
Right.
And so I could hear them, and I was like, those SOBs are jamming, man. They're practicing. I'm supposed to be up there. You know, that's what
right.
You know, and she goes, yeah, sure, go on up there. You know, do you need any help? Can I help? I said, no, ma'am, I got it. It's no big deal, you know. And so I go up there, and usually every time I was over there, we were practicing, that door was always open. No matter, every time. This particular time I go, that door was shut. And my stuff was sitting in the hallway. They had done put all my stuff in the hallway. yeah, they done put all my stuff in the hallway, and my amp.
So they wouldn't even stand there and face you, huh?
They wouldn't face me, and
that's not cool.
And so I thought that was pretty cool, man. I was like, dang, man, really? I mean, you know,
the least they could do, right? The least they could do is at least, sorry, man, you know, that's
something, you know, have a little bit of dignity, you know, or something. But you know, but here's where it gets good. So I get my stuff and I leave, and when I'm going out the door, that girl's, you know, her mother, she's like, I'm sorry again, Joe, you know, have a good day. And I was like, yes, ma'am, you too. And I left, and I go back to the apartment where I was living at the time. And then I think it was about, I don't know, 3 to 6 months later.
Are you going to tell me that the mom showed up in the middle of the night in a slinking negligee?
No.
No? Okay. I was kind of hoping it was going that way. All right, go ahead.
No. And so I guess it was about 3 to 6 months later, and I went back to that music store where I saw the ad originally for the band. Now, I frequented this music store all the time. It was called Reliable Music in Charlotte, and back in the day, that was the music store to go to. This was way before Guitar Center or Sam Ash or anything. It was an independently owned music store, and that was the place to go. And I went back to that store, and that drummer, that girl, she was working there. And I walked in there, and she was behind the counter, and she saw when I walked in, and she looked, and then she like looked down, or she wouldn't look at me, you know. And she never spoke to me. Can you believe that? She didn't say, hey, how you doing? She didn't say a word. She didn't say nothing. And so I didn't say anything either. I went in there and got whatever I was getting, some strings or something, and turned around and split. But that was my only encounter with a girl drummer. And
wow, that's kind of, I wonder why they wouldn't face it. How old were you at the time?
I was about 20. Yeah.
Okay, well maybe their age, you know, probably, you know, you know, just the inexperience and, you know, probably feeling bad for kicking you out and stuff. Yeah, that's yeah. I was kind of hoping mom showed up in a negligee though.
No.
You know, with that southern accent, I can hear the "How you doing, honey?" You know.
No, man. No, she was a sweet lady, man. She was an older lady. She was a real sweet lady. But yeah, that was okay. So that was that story. You have time for one more?
Sure.
Okay. I guess about
does the next one end with a mother in a negligee?
No.
Yeah.
No. Mully says, well, I don't want to hear it, man.
Yeah. Give
it. I guess let's see. This was probably about 5-6 years ago. Let's see. No, it was longer than that. It was probably about 7 years ago. And I was winding up my first marriage. That was coming to an end. And so I was in a band with some guys. We all got along, and we played 70s and 80s top 40. everything was great. We practiced for a year. That was that was our decision to practice for a year because we wanted to get really good, get really tight, and so when it came time to play, man, we did it, and it was awesome. It was great, man. We were knocking them dead, and then I guess about a year or two later, the drummer had. If any of these guys ever watch this, they probably never speak to me again. But they don't speak to me now anyway, so it don't really matter. But the drummer had got a job offer in Atlanta, I mean, and so he went ahead and he moved to Atlanta for about a year. So the band was kind of like on hiatus, I guess. And he moved back, and then the guys were calling me. He's like, "Hey man, we're going to get the band back together. You know, what do you think?" And I was like, "Are you interested?" I was like, "Yeah." And I was the only electric guitar player in that band, and so I don't know what my phone's doing. And the singer, he played acoustic and sang, and he was awesome. So in between that time period, I had already got divorced, and well, my wife now, we were living together and stuff, and for whatever reason, they decided to get back together, and the band, and they told me they said, "Okay, we're going to practice in 2 weeks. We're going to call you." And I was like, okay. So 2 weeks goes by, and I don't get a phone call. I don't hear anything. I was like, man, I wonder what's up with that. So I went ahead and I called the bass player. His name's Jeremy. I said, "Jeremy, man, this is Joe." I said, "What time's practice, man? I haven't heard nothing from nobody." And he said, "We've already had practice." I said, "Do what now?" He said, "We've already had practice." I said, "Oh, really?" I said, "So what, it was just you and the singer and the drummer had practice?" You know, he said, "No, man, we voted to get another guitar player." and I said, "So everybody was cool with that? Y'all didn't even take the time to call me and let me know that you moved on with somebody else, you know?" And he was apologizing and stuff. And I'm gonna be honest with you, man, it pissed me off.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. How could it not?
I was hot, man. And I said, I said a few choice words, and I hung up, and I said, "You know what, man, the heck with this." I got my phone and I called the singer. He was at work. I called him. "Yeah, can I speak to so-and-so?" "Yeah, hang on a minute." "Hey man, this is Joe. What kind of bleep, 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 what are you putting me through? What is all this, And it was just crazy, man. And even though that was water under the bridge after some time went by, that was still a hard pill to swallow.
Sure. Yeah.
Even today, I mean, it was just, I mean, I'll be honest with you, Mully, with my job, the way I work, I can't be in a band. I just don't have the time.
Right.
And my only days off is Friday and Saturday, and I start.
Now, are you long haul? Do you like?
No. Well, no. I'm home every night, but I mean, when I leave out, it's like 5 hours away to where I have to go, and I do what they call drop and hook.
Okay.
I drop the trailer I'm taking in the dock, and I pick up one that's empty and bring it back.
Sure.
And so by the time you get done with everything, 12, 13 hours has passed by.
Sure.
And then it takes me a.
You didn't think I knew the word deadhead, did you?
Nah, that's right. Yeah, you don't want a deadhead. You don't want to do that.
My dad was a trucker.
Oh, okay, cool. And,
yeah.
So it's and I go in at like 4 in the afternoon, so I don't get home till like 4 in the morning.
Oh yeah. Okay.
My schedule is really that's why I don't have time to be in a band. I barely have time to play this. That's why you see me just putting up videos on YouTube every so often when I can, because that's the only time I have to do it.
My dad, my dad was long haul. He'd go basically cross country. So he would leave Sunday nights and come home Friday mornings.
Right. Right.
And he would just be home, Friday, Saturday, and most of Sunday, and then he would take off Friday night again. He worked for Holland.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the big shoe. And oddly enough, totally out of the blue, about 5-6 years ago, I caught up with my cousin on Facebook, who I hadn't seen or heard from in 20 years, and he's like, "Oh, I got your dad's jacket." I was like, "What?"
Wow.
He said, yeah, he says, "I'll send it to you." So he threw it in a box and sent it over, and it's my dad's Holland jacket. It's got the Teamster logo on the back, and it says Holland, and it's got his handle was Log Cabin, his CB handle.
Right.
It's got Log Cabin on the chest. So yeah, I got my old man's jacket upstairs. My dad died just before I came to Japan.
Oh, okay. That's
he actually died in his truck.
Oh my gosh, man. Oh
yeah, he was at the he was coming home. It was a Friday morning. He stopped at the terminal in Indianapolis, and from all accounts, everybody says he was in a really good mood. He was, high spirits and having a good time, and he was complaining his stomach was bothering him a little bit, so he went out to his truck and never came back in. They went. Somebody came out and said, "Hey, what's James's truck doing sitting out there? He should have been gone hours ago, right?" And they went out and he was slumped over the steering wheel.
Oh my God, man! I'm so sorry.
Yeah, had a heart attack. 49. He was my age. I'm 48. Hell, I'm gonna be 49 here in another 6 months. He was 49 years old when he died.
Oh my gosh, man!
And at that time, I thought, wow, man, 40. I didn't think 49 was young, but I didn't think it was really old. He was my dad, right? So 49 was old to me, right?
Right.
And now I'm looking at 40, and I'm like, damn, my dad was this young when he died.
That really puts it in perspective, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
I mean, it kind of what you call a dose of reality. It's just like, what the heck, man? It's crazy. It's crazy. But yeah, so with my job, it's as much as, and I've tried Mully. I've tried putting ads on Craigslist, putting maybe a band together, and right when I get to the point of like, yeah, let's do this, I think to myself, what am I doing? I don't have time to do this. Because if you're going to, here's what it boils down to, Mully. This is something I thought about for a long time now. If you want to make more money, you got to give up your time.
Sure.
If you want more time, you have to give up some money.
Mm-hmm.
It's one or the other, and so it's really hard to have both, And
well, the band I was in before, we had a singer, and the guy, the original band was, 2000, about 1998, 1999. I put this band together. It was me, my current guitar player, a different bass player, a drummer, and a singer. And so it was a 5-piece. And we were practicing around, blah, 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 and we were just getting together to play some music. That's all. There was really no intentions of doing anything. And we were practicing and blah, blah, blah. Some of the band in another room heard us playing, and they said, "Hey, we're having a gig down here. You guys want to get on the bill with us?" That sounds too professional. On the bill with us, Jesus Christ. Yeah, let me call my promoter. They were having a show, and there were 5 or 6 bands playing. They wanted to know if we wanted to play. So we were like, sure. So we got in, and that was my first time on stage. Okay. Oh, but wait a minute. I need to backtrack that a little bit, because the 5 of us were getting together, and we were practicing, having a good time, having some fun. And then the lead guitar player quit.
Uh-oh.
And that left me with the lead guitar duties. And I'm not a lead guitar player. I can't play solos for anything. So here I am, I'm having to play lead guitar, and you guys are just going to have to give me some time. And, I played the solos that I could play, and then ones that I couldn't play, I just kind of make something up, to fit the best I could. And that band was okay. We were fairly popular, but I think it was because nobody stuck out more than the other one.
Right.
And nobody really sucked less than the other one, right? Or
right.
sucked more? Sucked more, right? Anyway, we were basically about the same level. And we weren't horrible, we'll put it that way. We sounded right. So we were doing all right. And then that band broke up, and when I started to put this band together, the previous band, I never could get along with the singer. And I was just like, I don't want to deal with that kind of crap, because we're not going to be professional musicians. We're doing this just to have fun. Look at us. We're in our 40s.
Right.
We just want to make some music, maybe play out some gigs somewhere in bars or whatever every once in a while. Let's just have some fun. No egos, no crap. The original guitar player, I called him, hey, let's do this. Let's do this again. So just put everybody back together again. And I took over the singing duties, and I'm not a great singer. I'm not horrible, but I don't consider myself a singer, but I do it just because I don't want to have to put up with the ego of a vocalist.
Right.
And, I don't need somebody that stands and primps himself in the mirror. I don't need that.
Oh, no. That's
so, that's how this band got started, and we played, I don't know, we probably played 3 shows a year, if that. And just like I said, this past year we haven't done it. It's been a year and a half since we had a gig, and a lot of it's with the hospital stuff and all this and all that. But now I don't know, I'm just like, guys, let's do this. Let's try to get together a little more often, and maybe do a few more shows a year than we've been doing, and practice a little more regularly. So we're in the studio on September or October 9th, and I think we're going to be practicing. We're starting out with Breaking the Law and AC/DC's Live Wire. There's my dog. That's my boy there. And oh God, I can't remember what other songs we're doing. So, but yeah.
But that's good that you're getting out to start playing again, man. That's awesome. That's a
yeah, it's fun. And if you guys are interested, over on Facebook, my band does have a Facebook page.
Oh, okay. What is it?
Facebook Japan, or no, Facebook Japan. Jesus Christ. Facebook.com/Magic Japan. And you spell magic MAJYK.
Oh, okay.
Magic Japan. Where you going, baby? You're going to the supermarket? I forbid you to leave the house, woman.
Mully, you're going to get hurt, man. You better
guess who's having oatmeal for lunch? Could you grab me some karage or something? Okay, thanks, babe. Have a good time, dear.
Oh man. Oh boy.
I forbid you, woman.
Yeah. But
so,
that's
yeah,
good. That's good that you're playing,
if you
man.
check out the Magic Japan, there's some videos and stuff up there, like you said, we're not great. Our guitar player is really good, everybody's really good except me. I'm the weak, and I surrounded myself with good players on purpose,
Right.
So they play well, and it makes me look better.
You can't be that bad, man, or they wouldn't be playing music with you.
They're my friends. They feel sorry for me.
Oh, come on now. Shoot.
We'll entertain the fat guy. Yeah.
You crazy, man. I'm going to get ready to wrap this up. Mully, if you can, just hang on the line there if you don't mind, just for a second. And I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in very much. If you stayed this long, thank you so much for tuning in. Michael Smith, Center, Sean Mahoney, Billy Shelton, who else? Adam, thank you for being on here, for jumping on. Mully, thank you for jumping on. And it made this really fun because I had no idea what I was going to talk about. So thank you very much for taking the time to do this. And I'd like to thank everybody for watching. Until next time, this is Joe for the Joe Wentz Project podcast. Everybody be kind to each other. Be safe.
Wait a minute. I still want to get the number of the mom in the negligee.
Mully, get out of here.